At about 1630 hours, a very much reduced battalion, now under the command of Captain Peace, joined with the tanks in the final attack.
I was behind Corporal Hennessy's tank, and the infantry were supporting us either side of the road. They were marching in single file, either side up to La Varinière. And I remember seeing one or two of them just drop in the road, and I thought, oh, they're dead. And there were about two or three, I suppose, and of course I realized later they were being fired on by the Germans, who dug in on the left-hand side of the road on a sort of hillock there. And there was a machine gun post up the top, which was subsequently destroyed.
I remember Sergeant Knowles went on the left with orders to clear the hedgerows, and Bill Field went on the right, and the meeting point would be these crossroads at Varinière. I went down the middle of the road, and I don't know how it happened, but we captured La Varinière in 20 minutes. And we hadn't got many chaps left, but we got more prisoners and we got men. And I remember saying to Sergeant Major, look, we can't afford 2 men to take these prisoners back, you know his instructions, but if there's anybody who's a bit shaky, send him back to the prisoners, to which he gave the splendid answer, to tell you the truth, so they're all a bit shaky.
Just off the road, we made these German prisoners that had been captured dig graves. And they were in a line about, I suppose, as I say, I think it was 7 graves, if I remember rightly. And we got these Germans to dig the graves. They were taking quite a little time over it. It transpired that they thought that they were going to be shot themselves and be put in the graves, and they were digging graves for themselves. But anyhow, it wasn't so. I think the one of the police corporals who was there with us, and he took charge of the prisoners after we've interrogated them to get them back to brigade headquarters, or the rear battalion headquarters, and he let them know that it wasn't, the holes weren't for them, but they were for the for our chaps who had been killed, which is of course the colonel and the padre and the others.
And I remember reporting the brigadier we got the Varinière, and he said, right, how do you feel about going on to Panson itself? And I said, well, we'll get there all right. You know, I think I use expressions like we got the bastards on the run or something, you know, one gets a bit stupid. And I said, what the hell we shall do when we do get there, because there's not many of us left. Nonetheless, he said, no, right out, you go ahead. Well, just as we were ready to start, a salvo came over and hit me. Rather painful, I remember. I'd always looked at chaps who got wounded and thought, well, it doesn't seem to hurt very much. They didn't make much fuss. Actually, it's though somebody hit you with a ruddy sledgehammer, but still, I was quite vocal, but at least so I'm told, and they picked me up and put me on a stretcher on top of a jeep and took me back, and that was the end of my military career.